Welcome to Your Thoughts, Your Reality with Michael Cole, the podcast that shines a compassionate light on the journey of veterans battling through life's challenges. Michael is a dual elite certified neuroencoding specialist in coaching and keynote training presentations, dedicated to guiding military veterans as they navigate the intricate pathways of post-deployment life. Join him as we delve into the profound realm of neuroencoding science, empowering these brave individuals to conquer universal battles, procrastination, self-doubt, fear, and more. Together, let's uncover the strength within you to re-engage with families and society, forging a new path forward.
Hello, everybody. So today we have our repeat guest, Arron Lloyd. Super excited to have Arron back. He's a blast. Arron is a talented theater, TV, and film actor, certified one-star dual elite neuroencoding specialist. Hold on, I got to take a breath because all the stuff I'm going to say right now. Raised by a single mother in inner city, Arron has profound appreciation for creating a fulfilling life, which is super important. He helps actors, creatives, and entrepreneurs unlock their full potential by encoding their minds to default to their best selves. And Arron had a rich family history in military service on his father's side, including a Purple Heart recipient from World War I. So, Arron, welcome, man. I'm glad to have you back on here. So, if you will, for the people that don't know a lot about you, add a little bit to that so they know more about you.
Sure. Yeah, man. Thank you again. It's going to be fun to be on here again. So like Michael said, my name's Arron. I'm originally from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Grew up in a single parent home. Proclivity for the arts, been acting for a very long time, and just really a through line throughout my life has always been helping others. When I was a really young, I used to want to be a doctor. I wanted to be a musician. It was always kind of focused on how can I impact and positively impact others and have a good time while doing it. And acting kind of fit that pocket. And then I found my way into speaking and coaching and neuroencoding as well. So, yeah.
Awesome. So, real quick before we get started, at the end of the show, Arron is going to bless us with 3 tips to get veterans and their families further faster, as we always do. So, hang out. Make sure you scan the blue QR code on the right top side of your screen there. It has all kinds of resources for veterans, some books I've written, some Facebook groups so you can get involved. But just make sure you check that out. It goes to empowerperformancestrategies.com for you that are listening later on and not watching right now. Again, that's empowerperformancestrategies.com. So with that said, Arron, shall we dive in?
Let's do it.
Awesome. So today we're going to focus on gratefulness, which I think is super important for anybody that's struggling with life or just feeling down, stuck, or any of those things. So when you change that mindset and work into gratefulness, man, it changes the game. So, Arron, how do you define a life that one truly deserves, and what roles do neuroencoding play in achieving it? We're going to get to gratefulness in just a minute.
Yeah, I think the best way to answer that is with a story. So I'm gonna share a quick story. There was a father and a son and a donkey, and they're kind of going up this mountain. And it was a very steep mountain, and they're going up this mountain, and they were all on foot. And about a third of the way up, there was somebody coming down the mountain. They said, "My God, why are you guys walking up this mountain? You guys one of you should get on the donkey and continue going up the mountain." And the father's like, You're right. I'll get on the donkey." So now the son's guiding the donkey and the father on the back, and he's going up. Another third of the way up, somebody says, "Oh my God, what kind of father are you? You got your son walking and guiding you. You're supposed to lead the household. You're supposed to be the leader. Let him sit on a donkey." So then eventually the father's like, "Man, you're right." He felt bad about himself, and he got off the donkey. His son got on. And then another third of the way up, somebody else said, "Oh my God, how dare you have your father walking? Why is this donkey? Look at the donkey, the poor donkey. It's not even, it's struggling. Its knees are about to topple over. What's going on?" And they're like, "You're right. So finally, they almost made it to the top, but then they fell off and they perished. So what's the moral of this? But there's a moral. It's not to be morbid. There's a profound truth in this. Is they had their truth, and along the way, they had other people's opinions and other people's voices coming to them. And in this world, I think with Instagram and all these different algorithms and news, we can have the tendency to have other people's opinions in our minds rather than focusing on our truth. So your question was, how do we create that fulfilling life? Yes, was it?
Yes.
I think by tapping into what your truth is and letting that be your North Star. even if it's use wisdom, use resonance, NYC fire trucks and all that. I don't know.
I know. I heard it as soon as it went. I was like, yeah, that's New York.
They're going to get the
boys. Go get them, boys. Be safe.
So it's I think that is important. Know your truth. Have great wisdom around you, great counsel, people that can help you get further faster, that have the fruit on the tree. I think that's super important.
Yeah, I love that. And I love the story, man. As soon as you said I'm going to tell a story, I was like, yes. It's an Arron story. No, yeah. You know what? That's super true, right? If you are following your heart, then everybody else and everything else around you just follow that. So awesome. Awesome way to start.
Yeah.
So gratefulness and neurocoding. So how has practicing gratefulness impacted your own life and career? And how do you teach this to people and veterans, et cetera?
Yeah, gratitude, before I knew what it was and before I started implementing it, I kind of thought it was not really going to help me immediately because of the circumstance. Like, how is me being grateful going to help me out of this situation right now? I need this now. Like, what's going on? And it was what I had to realize is, just like with any habit, it's a muscle. You can't go to the gym once and expect it to be there. Once it's in you, it's in you. I was somebody who didn't even smile back, and people are surprised now that know me now, but back then I didn't smile. I didn't feel like I had a reason to, and also just the environment. I'm stone faced, all that kind of stuff. So that became a muscle, and now it's just who I am. So I think gratitude can become who you are, and there's certain strategies that you can use and that can help veterans use, that they can encode themselves with what they want to default to themselves back with automatically. It's not for me to share or to tell them what they want. My job is just to help them get what they want, as long as it's not breaking man's laws or God's laws, and it's not hurting other people. Then I'm happy to help them fill that gap.
Yeah, I love that, man. I absolutely love that. So, something that I do, and it's neurocoding, is literally just switching some words around from, when you're pissed off or you're angry or you're frustrated, anxious, any of those things, it's I have to, I need to. Switch it to one word. I get to.
Yeah.
I get to, and celebrate it, pat yourself on the back, shake your ass, do whatever, release those hormones. But when you switch that one word, it's crazy how it makes you feel and changes the game.
Because words have power.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a time you didn't smile.
I would give it like a little, but I didn't really, I didn't really smile. I mean, if I would laugh, I'd be like, give a good, like, la ha ha ha, but I wasn't a smiley guy at all.
Wow. The world was missing out on that smile, man.
Oh, I appreciate that, man.
Oh, amen. Amen. So your personal journey, if you will, growing up in the inner city with a single mom, what were the key turning points that led you to pursue a career in acting and find that joy there, right? And let's even go further, if we can, into neurocoding specifically.
Sure. So I initially wanted to be a musician. So going back on that through line of always wanting to help people, I thought I might be a doctor. First, it was like maybe an anesthesiologist or something like that. I want to help people some kind of way. Always wanted to help. And then my grandmother put me on to people like Etta James and Louis Armstrong. And I really found an interest in Louis Armstrong. And I wanted to play like the trumpet or the sax or something brass. And I saw myself going to New York and playing in a jazz band or something like that.
Yeah.
My music teacher, shout out to Miss Patterson, who may or may not be watching. She was throwing a Thanksgiving play around Thanksgiving, talking about gratitude, right? And have you ever had a moment in your life where it seems like time kind of is still, where you're about to make a decision or something like that? Yep. It felt like that because she said, we're going to do a school play. It's a Thanksgiving play. Who wants to play the lead? Well, no, her first question was, which of you know what a play is? And I look left, look right. We don't know what it is. We just, we happy we ain't doing homework right now. Yeah, just, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then she was like, well, okay, it's this. And then she said, who wants to play the lead? And nobody's volunteering. I look left, I look right. Time almost stops. I'm like, well, shoot, I'll do it. Why not? And that led me on a path of acting in terms of getting there. It was just fun. It was something to do after school where I didn't have to do homework. And then later, I started getting into it more. Now, neurocoding, your question was, how does that relate with acting?
Yeah.
So I think particularly for actors, there's things that I found myself, and I don't think any artist is immune to this. I think artists can be their worst critic, essentially. What I found is either uh, a lot of actors, they tend to struggle with, fear of rejection, even though you're in a field where there's rejection coming at you all the time, right? So you have the fear of rejection, imposter syndrome, fear of success, fear of failure, some self-sabotaging beliefs that are not going to help you tap into your talent. I think Tony Bennett, he gave a great quote before. He said, "Don't sin against your gifts. Don't sin against your talents." And I think there's so many talented people in the world, and I cannot say or not say what anybody's ultimate goal is or what they will have. There's certain things that aren't in your control. I think you can influence those things. You and I know that, right? We can do that. We can influence that and stack the odds in your favor. Now, I think what is more important is for an artist not only to have success, but have fulfillment. Because how many artists or successful people in general do you know that have success, but they're hurting inside? And because they're hurting inside, they hurt others. And or they're not happy, or they end up doing some. So I think it's important just for people to align with their values and live out their values, and do that the best they can. And the people that I can help and that feel aligned with my vision, I'm happy to help, and I'm happy to just do my part with what I feel like my purpose is.
Yeah, fantastic. And that's a fulfilling life, right?
Yes.
So what got you into neuroencoding specifically, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I kind of fell into it. I've always been familiar with Joseph McClendon III. When I was 25, he played a pivotal role in me changing my life. I think I shared that last time. So I had found his work from there. And in 2020, around the George Floyd thing, he had an event, a virtual event that I went to. And I went to that event, was incredibly touched and moved. And I think from there, he offered an invitation to continue working with him. So from there, I started working with him there. And then that evolved into the Neuroencoding Institute. And I'm one of the founding members, which is cool. I've spoken on the stage twice, 3 times, and it's just really cool. And it's just the beginning. So that's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a game changer working with Joseph, for sure.
Yes.
The Neuroencoding Institute's just the family is just magnificent. So thank goodness we found that.
Yeah.
Talk about gratefulness.
Talking about gratefulness for real.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So can you share a success story where you helped someone professionally unlock their full potential using neuroencoding techniques, whether that be a veteran or actor or whatever the case may be?
I have. There's been a couple people that I've worked with. Most recent comes into mind is somebody just booked their first film that they've from 2 sessions with me. I have somebody else that I worked with that got a national shout out from an A-lister. She's working with celebrities. That and her journey was really unfulfilling place. Didn't really without getting into, obviously I have, the ethics of things that I can and cannot share.
Of course.
Essentially, she was in a place and I helped her get out of that so she can start living into what she wanted to live into. So those are some examples. I think some other examples of people that I've helped. I've spoken at Rotary clubs and spoken for community leaders. That's been really helpful. And I think based on your example, even for your example, Michael, is just by your example of healing, by your example of who you are and who you're becoming, you can be positively impacting people that might never let you know that they're being impacted, right? Just based on your example. So I think that is important, and I'm taking that into account for my 30,000 this year because I want to impact 30,000 this year. So that's
man. I like it. And you know what's funny is the people that you impact the most are generally silent. You're not hearing from them until they're ready.
Yeah.
I'm sure you see the same thing.
I would agree. I would agree.
And when they get that courage to take that action, take that one step forward, that's when you hear from them. I can't tell you, how many people you hear from that you had no idea were paying attention,
Yeah.
So, excellent. So, how's your family military history, especially the story of your ancestor who received the Purple Heart? I know you like to talk about this stuff. And we have the book.
Yeah, awesome. I like it.
Oh yeah, it's been good. We've actually given we got extra books, and we've actually given some out as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's super cool. So how have those people influenced your approach to helping people in a sense, or just yourself in life?
I think in general, veterans are very selfless people for the very essence of what they're doing. They're willing to give up, they're willing to sacrifice for a cause bigger than themselves, whatever that cause is. And I think that is noble. I think it's valiant. And to know that I have a lot of people in my family on my father's side that have served this country, and that I've really, some have seen war, and the Purple Heart recipient has seen war and others haven't. And still all of them are incredible leaders and incredible resilient people. And to have that in my veins is I love that.
So do you call on that sometimes when you're going to an audition and maybe you're a little nervous? Obviously, there's neuroencoding techniques as well, but do you ever kind of stop and think, man, my bloodlines are strong?
Now I do, because I just recently found out about the Purple Heart recipient maybe a year or two ago. And that I'm starting, and through that, I'm meeting other family members that are also incredible that I had no knowledge of. So that's just, it's kind of like it's one door is leading to another, that's leading to another, and I'm meeting all these great, phenomenal people. In terms of the auditions, I think my perspective on auditioning, as long there, I had an interview with somebody once, because something that she said was, it's meant to be enjoyed. I think sometimes as actors, we forget that this is meant to be enjoyed. I think where the anxiety comes from is like, I need this because I need to be successful, because if I'm successful, then I'll have this opportunity, this opportunity, this opportunity. And I used to be that. I used to want it so bad, and I still do. And I just know I'm never going to stop acting. So
and what does success really mean to you, right?
Success means to me fulfillment and living in accordance with my values.
Yeah.
And as long as I can do what my thing is, I want to be able to look myself in the mirror every single day and feel good about myself. And as long as I'm living in my passion, as long as I'm continuing to help people, that's something I could do for the rest of my life. If I can't get like a studio picture or something like that, I'm not saying studios don't hire me if you're watching. What I'm saying is I'm just saying that if I wanted to just do a show on YouTube, I could do that. And Issa Rae has given us that blueprint. If I wanted to create internet content, I can do that. Nothing is preventing an actor from acting. Nothing's preventing a painter from painting. Nothing's preventing a musician from playing the music. Where the anxiety and all that kind of stuff comes from is this attachment to an end result. Now, neuroencoding, the gap that fills, is helping you get that end result through very specific strategies. And I think having the psychology to be able to not have the anxiety about that, because anxiety is just living into a future you don't want, that really frees you up. Somebody, and I know I'm speaking a lot, but all these thoughts are coming to me.
No,
so
please go, man.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston, in his book, somebody just shared this with me, a client shared this with me yesterday, a passage that he was reading. And he said, Bryan Cranston, in his book, I want to paraphrase, in like the opening chapters, he said, confidence is super important for an actor. And he said that if an actor comes in and the person that's hiring you doesn't feel like you are confident enough to be able to manage your part on that set, how can I hire you? So I think that confidence plays a huge role, and you can neuroencode that into your system. So going to your question of confidence, yes, I feel confident because of the bloodline. That was all saying yes.
No, that's fantastic. So let's keep rolling on this if you're okay. So when you have that gratefulness, right?
Yes.
And you just have that mindset, and then you're moving into having confidence. I don't care if you're a veteran or an actor, a musician, a salesperson, any of those things. People feel that. People feel that energy, and they believe, whether you know it or not, they automatically are attracted to that and are drawn to it. So, if you can combine those things, look at Mr. Arron Lloyd over here. You combine those things come to you, man. Things come to you. Hey, Arron, also, I just wanted to mention really quick, talk to me off here. You can actually, let's see, I did the wrong side. All my dad's medals and everything are over here. You can get copies of your family's medals and things. So let's talk when let's talk when we get off here.
Please, yeah.
Being next of kin, you can get that stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you could literally get a copy of your the medal. Sorry, totally sidetracked, right?
I appreciate that. Talking about gratitude, I appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely. I did this for my uncle as well. So he had all of his brother's medals and all that fun stuff. So it's pretty cool. So challenges. Let's go to gratitude practice. So could you explain how incorporating a practice of gratitude in your daily routines can transform one's mindset and overall life's experience, really?
Yes. So gratitude is an emotion. And this is how all human beings operate. It's what you think. What's up, Charlotte? I didn't know Charlotte was up on here. What's up? So gratitude is as you think, so you feel, as you feel, so you do. That's how every single last human operates on this planet. So if gratitude is an emotion and gratitude makes you feel a certain way, that's going to make you do something else that causes a different result. So you have a different result. So in terms of an actual practice, the first thing I do, I encourage people, I'm not trying to tell people how to live their lives. What I do, I don't touch my phone unless it's to like do read like a positive, something positive, a positive quote or something like that. But I'm not on social first thing in the morning. I have time limits on social. I have no notifications on any of my social media, none of that kind of stuff, because I want to live into what my truth is and my purpose and all that kind of stuff. And I'll take intentional time to do that. Gratitude practice. I take 10 minutes to focus on what I'm grateful for now. I take 10 minutes, or not always 10 minutes, some time. I don't, because I don't want to give like a false, I want to stay in integrity. I maybe 2 to 3 minutes of staying in gratitude of something that I want in the future. And then I throughout the day, through neural techniques, just automatically my brain is thinking about things I'm grateful for, just that sometimes I think people can take for granted. I think I don't know if I shared this with you. I've shared it with other people. Sometimes I'm grateful for my thumbs because my thumb got injured once and it was hard to open a doorknob. I don't know if you ever tried to open a doorknob without your thumb, man, but it's hard.
It's not something I do daily. I don't try to do that, but I'm going to now.
Yeah, just try. Just
I'm going to be walking around saying, "Damn, I love my thumbs."
Yeah, just small things, my sight, my sense of all that. And then because we are human, if there is a moment throughout the day that you do get frustrated, that you do get a little, whatever it is, whatever your emotional home is, it's different for everybody. Then I'll think about, okay, well, I'm grateful that I can see. I'm grateful for wherever I am. I can read. I can do this. Wow, I'm on the subway right now. I didn't have to build this subway. All that kind of stuff. So just being grateful for the things that we take for granted. The ability to walk, talking about veterans or some people that are paralyzed. I can walk, just certain things like that. So I think being grateful that way, writing things down is also important. I'm not always as disciplined with that. I do my practice, but writing things down, I know will help you more, because what you write, you invite. So I encourage people to do that as well.
I love that. And you know what? You bring that up. I teach my clients to do that. And then I start missing days. And I think it's important to do it in the morning when you wake up.
Yep.
And also your success at night of all the things you accomplished or you're proud of, or any of those things, because that sticks into your subconscious. And that's what you think about instead of what you watch on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So
good show though.
Not that I'm throwing shade on Game of Thrones. I just learned a new game with House of Dragons. I'll talk to you about it off this, but yeah, fantastic show. So it's funny. You talk about the gratefulness and how you do that, and I do something very similar. I'd like to share as well.
Yeah.
I have some moments in my life, and I think we all do, where we're like, this sucks. We're down, right? Yeah. It's amazing how fast, if you think about when you get up in the morning, all the amazing things that you get to do instead of have to do. And then as you're going through your day and just realize, because what do we do as human beings? We're always looking for the next, right?
Yes.
The better. Keeping up with other people, whatever the case may be, it is for you. And again, what the definition of success is. So what I was going through, especially one day sticks out to me. I was just every single thing. I was set that intention like you do.
Yeah.
I'm going to be grateful for all these little things, not necessarily the big things. Those are amazing, but all the little things that get me through my day and get me through my life that I should appreciate and be grateful for. So I'm literally thinking, I had money for my gas, put in gas. I had, I got to drive down my driveway and pass over the stream, and, all these little things that we just get in our day and aren't present with ourselves. Yes. And so I'm doing that. I go to Walmart. I'm going to get dog food because I make all raw dog food for my very big dogs. So, and I was grateful for that too. So I'm in Walmart and I'm just smiling at everybody, talking to everybody, because your whole energy and everything is so damn different.
Yes.
When you're grateful. And it just drew me back to that. Because normally what do? You go through Walmart or one of those stores and you're like, I gotta get this and I gotta get out. And the line's gonna be too long or whatever. And I'm just sitting there thinking, oh, the line's gonna be too long. I get to talk to people, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's really great that you brought that up. I appreciate it. I just had to share that story of how, because this was about gratefulness, how it changes the game. It really does.
You said an amazing word too. You said present. I think that is super important. Charlotte says, I'm attracting endless abundance by living an intentional gratitude mindset. Colossians 5:18, giving thanks in all circumstances. Yes. Let go.
Amen.
Yeah.
Preach.
Yeah. Yeah. For real. Like, I think that presence is super important. It's something that a lot of people, I think, are missing. I don't know if I shared it on your podcast. I think we live in a very connected world, meaning we're connected on the internet. And people are lacking connection. Every day I'm on a subway and people are like this. And there's no judgment. And I think that people are missing human connection, actual connection, connecting with somebody in front of you. So when you're present with people, I think people feel that.
Yeah, very, very much. They feel that energy. And, you see it. I'm not trying to go dark here, but our society as a whole seems to be, even when you go to, family values, when we used to, and I'm much older than you are, my friend. We're not going to discuss that right now. But when you used to go to a family restaurant, I'm not going to say a name, but you go to a family restaurant, or it was a big thing, right? We're together, we're going out, blah blah blah. I get to order whatever I want to, and now what you see, and that conversation and the laughter and the being together and that family connectedness. You see everybody in their phone, literally everybody's separate on their phone and not connected to the people that matter the most, that love you the most, that you should be connected to the most. And it literally hurts my soul to see that sometimes. You want to go over and pound down the salt shaker and say, just talk to each other, it'll be okay. But you just miss that connectedness. And I think that's exactly, right to your point of our world. That's where we're going. So Aaron's tips, man, turn off your phone, put a timer on it to go back to it, but be present for yourself, be present for the world, and be present for people that love you the most.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's see. Neuroencoding techniques. So let's get a little deeper here just for a second into the thing we love. What technique do you find most effective for people, veterans, family members with issues like anxiety? Give me a technique.
For anxiety, technique. I'm gonna share a story that's gonna get into the technique. And this is one of Joseph's stories. So he shares that he grew up in Lancaster, California, and along the road there's these telephone poles, and along the telephone poles, these cars were driving down these roads, but they kept on crashing into these telephone poles. And they would ask these people that crashed in telephone poles, what's going on? And they would say, I don't know. Just the last thing I saw was a telephone pole. So where your focus goes is where you're going to go. And a lot of people are focused on the telephone poles. So when I'm working with somebody that has anxiety, that's one of the first things I help them do. I help them not focus on the telephone pole, right? I help them through very specific nuance, because everybody's brain's different. Everybody needs to be spoken to in different ways. So I find out what it is that they want. And then I help them interrupt that pattern, scratch up that pattern, and code a new one based on what they want, and then help them really encode that in their system so it happens automatically, even when I'm not there, which I think is the profound thing with neuroencoding particularly.
It is, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. We tend to say, I'm tired, just like that's the telephone pole, if you will. So it's we do that with I'm anxious, I have PTSD, whatever the case may be. But the more we tell ourselves that, the more it's going to be ingrained in us. So awesome, man. Awesome tip. Really love it. So go ahead, please.
Also because we're talking about veterans here, because what triggered this for me is talking about if they're tired or they have seen war and things like that. Obviously, that's a huge trauma. It's a big trauma. I think when working with somebody like that, there's a process that you can change their personal history. I think that would be a great technique to use for somebody like that. So that's also something that we have that can help.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a great one. Also, literally changing what the definition of the situation was. That's what I've used over and over again. It's knocking out the tables the BS or belief systems and giving it a new meaning, because it's the same situation where you have two brothers that, let's just say grew up in a bad neighborhood, and one thrives and goes and he's a multi-billionaire, millionaire, whatever the case may be, or super successful, again, whatever success means to you, and the other one turns into a drug addict, commits suicide. It's literally what the meanings have set forth for your future. So if you can change the meaning of the trauma, it changes the game.
That's fact.
Yeah, awesome, man. Awesome. Hey, I can't believe our time's up.
Is it really?
Yeah, we're already over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Jeez. It's like we need to do this again tomorrow.
I know.
Arron, thank you as always. So, of course, we're going to run a little over because we promised our veterans and their families 3 tips to get further faster. Arron, go.
Let's go. Number 3, to incorporate gratitude into your practice, your daily practice. And a couple ways you can do that. Get a journal, a notebook, and write down every day 10 things that you're grateful for, 10 things that you're looking forward to. I think for veterans in particular, I think the darkness that can happen if they are in that space can happen because of hopelessness. And hopelessness happens when you don't see a positive future for yourself. So start writing 10 things that you're grateful for, 10 things that you're looking forward to, even if it's something small. I'm looking forward to having a glass of water today. I'm looking forward to walking my dog, whatever it is, and build from there, because success builds on success. Number 2, I would encourage yourself to connect with people as much as you can, in whatever way you can. Find meetup groups, find support groups, tap into Michael Cole, who knows his stuff, who's an expert in this, and whose mission is to help serve veterans and their families. He has a heart for it, and he can help you with that. So tap into that. That's number 2. Number 1, believe in yourself. How do you believe in yourself? By working with Michael Cole, so he can help you get through some of the belief systems that you have to believe in yourself, because it's possible. It is possible. It's possible to go from where you think you are, to where you want to be. And in order to be there, you need a different set of eyes. You need different perspective. You need different thoughts, because the thinking that got you to where you are is not going to help you get to where you want to be. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, as Les Brown would say.
I love it. And I think I need to put you on salary, buddy.
Oh, hey, man, I appreciate it. I ain't going to turn down no money now.
Commission, something. I don't know, man. No, thank you for those tips. Truly, always an honor. Arron, as human beings, time is the most precious resource we have. We do not get it back. Thank you for spending this time again with us. Cannot wait to have you back on again. You're a light to this world, my friend. You're a light. So
thank you.
So thank you. Thank you very much. And how do people get a hold of you?
Hold of me, Instagram, Arron Lloyd, ARRONLLOYD. You can also find me at Arron Empowers, ARRONEMPOWERS.com. It'd be my pleasure to serve you.
Awesome, man. So with that said, we are out of here.
Be out. Peace.
Thank you for joining us on another insightful journey of Your Thoughts, Your Reality podcast with your host, Michael Cole. We hope the conversation sparked some thoughts that resonate with you. To dive deeper into empowering your thoughts and enhancing your reality, visit empowerperformancestrategies.com. Remember, your thoughts shape your reality, so make them count. Until next time, stay inspired and keep creating the reality you desire. Catch you on the next episode.